Hi, FlossTube. I am here because I am procrastinating. I am leaving on a trip on Tuesday, this Sunday evening, and I have to pack. I should leave my house a lot cleaner than it is. So, of course, this is the perfect time to make a FlossTube video, right? What else would I do? You know. So, I decided that I'm going to show you my Teresa Wentzler stash. I've seen Katie, the stash queen, showing her stash, and I just watched Randy showing her Disney stash, and Nordley has shown some of her stash, and so I decided that I'm going to show you my Teresa Wentzler stash. I showed you my Terry Nolan stash, I think, in my May video, and that seemed to go over really well. I got a lot of comments on that, so I'm gonna do Teresa Wentzler. Maybe in the future I'll do Mirabilia and Silver Lining and some of my other designers that I collect. So Teresa Wentzler, of course, if you've been watching like any of my videos, is my favorite designer, and I have a bunch of her stuff. I don't have it all. I'm missing some of the older designs. I'm missing some of the newest designs, but I have a lot. So I'm gonna show that to you. These are in no particular order, but I'll show you my patterns and I'll show you my kids. And if I have it as a whip, I'll show you my progress on it as a whip. There's only 4 or 5 whips, so most of them are, yeah. So, let's see. Here, we'll start with her collection. This is the Fantasy collection, and it has 9 designs in it, and here they are on the back. And it has Carousel, and Castle Sampler, and Magical Night, and this is the Night Fairy, Rapunzel. This is the Day Fairy. Actually, I think I'm wrong. This is the Day Fairy. This is the Night Fairy. Let's see. What's that one? Pegasus, Stroke of Midnight, and Unicorn. So, this is her Fantasy collection. And this is out of print. You can probably find it on eBay. And this came out, I think, in sometime in the early 2000s, I think. Maybe in 1999. There's not a date on it. Where's the date on it? There's not a date on it, but there's that. And then this is her other collection. This is her sampler collection. And this has, here's Ildy's First Love, English Cottage Sampler, and English Garden Sampler. Which way is this? Here we go. There's English Garden Sampler. And my finger is under, what is this called? Christmas Sampler. And what's this one? Oh, the one in the center there is the Heart Sampler. And the pennant-shaped one here on the end is the Camelot Sampler. And this one here on the bottom is, I think that's Birth Announcement. Yeah, Birth Announcement. And the one in the center bottom is the Fantasy Sampler. And the one on the end here is the Wedding Sampler. So, that's her sampler collection, which is also out of print. And you probably need to find it on eBay, or you might be able to find it in a stash group. So this is her fruit quartet, and she's got what do we got? Apples and pears and peaches and grapes. And this is one of my favorite designs, the Fortunate Traveler. And she has a little story here about the dragon and the boy. And it says, upon a dusty road one day, as sunlight dipped from sight, a traveler came face to face with nature's greatest fright. For a creature blocked the crossroads most terrible, most odd. He'd never seen the likes of it wherever his feet had trod. Yet now the creature trembled. It slowly raised its hand. I pray, sir, please don't eat me. I am charged to guard this land. I'll join you, cried the dragon. And before the night was through, both man and mighty dragon discovered friendship true. So it's got the dragon up here on the top in the story, and it's got her other mini dragon design. It's a freebie on her website, Stretch. And this is one of my favorite designs. I haven't started it yet, but it's in my to-do pile. And this is another one of her dragons, the minstrel. And the boy is serenading him with his banjo, I believe. And this is her paisley corner, which can be stitched in either wool on canvas or in cross stitch. And she's got two colorways. I believe there's a red colorway. Yeah, there's the red colorway and the blue colorway. And this is her diamonds and squares, which has been finished into a pillow here on the model. And she has 6 of these. These are rocking horses, and I think I might have them all together here. But there's diamond, and these are nice if you're for your first piece, because they don't have any. Is it they don't have any blends, or they don't have any fractional stitches? They don't have any blends. So if you're kind of scared to start a Teresa Wentzler, Carolyn, these are a good first start because they don't have any blends. So there's diamond, and I've been harassing Carolyn about starting a Teresa Wentzler. So this is Sweetheart, and this may be my favorite. And this is Misty. And this is Trotter. And this is Chestnut. And this is Dancer. So, and then she has the seasonal Carousel Horses. And I love Carousel Horses. So here is the summer Carousel Horse. I have not stitched any of these either. And here is the spring Carousel Horse. And here is the fall Carousel Horse. And here is the winter Carousel Horse. And I think the biggest gripe I hear people complain about these charts is the leaves and the border, and the quarter stitches and the confetti in the border. Trying to do all in the back stitching, trying to do all those little leaves. And she has also a full carousel design, which is beautiful. And one of these days I'm going to get around to stitching it, because I love Carousel Horses. This is the first Teresa Wentzler design I bought right after I discovered her bulletin board on her website, and it had just come out. And this is the first one that I bought. And it came out in 1999 in celebration of the year 2000. And it's called Millennium. And at the bottom, well, at the top it says 82,000 in the top of the arch here. Down there. And at the bottom it has a verse from the Bible. It says, "With the Lord 1 day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as 1 day." This, I started this, and it became a UFO because I think my fabric was too small. So I don't know that I'm ever gonna go back to stitching this. I don't know. This is her mermaid. Now that I've learned to park, I might get around to this one. There's a lot of confetti in this one, but I think parking will help. And I think maybe in the event I ever start a new Teresa Wentzler, which is a long way off, I might get around to this one. And somebody on one of the oh no, it wasn't this one, but I think somebody on Facebook may be doing this. This is a Christmas one. This is Companions, or it's a winter one, with the man and the horse. And this is a fantasy triptych. And it has the castle in the center, and the maiden and the prince on each side. I think I had gotten ready to do this one. I think I made working copies. I may even have fabric for it, but I've never started it. This is Woodland Fairy. This is really cute. Look at this little mouse down here. He is so cute. And the purple flowers, you know I love me my purple. And this is just so cute. And Lady of Shallot. And I got this one signed. Look at that. She signed it. I met Teresa Wentzler in 2004 in Las Vegas, and she is the sweetest, classiest, most gracious lady. She is so nice. I really enjoyed meeting her and talking to her. So that's Lady of Shallot, and she's working on a needlepoint project. Looks like she might be using a scroll frame and a stand. And this is her 4 Seasons fairies, all in one booklet. So let's see if I can go to the middle where they're labeled. Oh. Wait. Okay, so this is a spring fairy. And this is the summer fairy. And this is the autumn fairy. I sort of like that one, actually. And this, of course, is the winter fairy. So, 4 Seasons fairies. This is the companion to Ildy's Love, English Garden Sampler, which is actually between the two. This is the one that I prefer. And it has the fountain scene at the top. And it has the peacock and the gate on the bottom, and the letters and the topiary trees. So it's really pretty. The border. Teresa loves her borders. And unicorn. If you like confetti and blends and fractional stitches and black fabric, this is your design. I actually like this one a lot, and one of these days I'm going to get around to stitching this. If you watched my July update, you saw that I did Magic in Motion on black, so black isn't really an issue. It's difficult at first, I'll say that. It's difficult at first, but you kind of get used to it, and then it becomes not a big deal. So, and this is like Magic in Motion. This is one of those designs where you have to do it on black. It's just, it doesn't work on any other color. If you did it on another color, it wouldn't look right. And she tells you that in the chart. This is Fantasy Sampler. And it's got the dragon in the middle. And it's got a Pegasus here. And it's got a gargoyle over here. And it's got a unicorn here. And actually, I think this is the gargoyle, because this one has wings. And this one, I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't have wings. Oh, okay. This one is, the top one here is a lion, this one. And then the bottom one is a griffin. That's what it is. And this, if you remember, I was stitching on Legends of the Dragons. It's been retired now. But this is the companion to it, which is also a collaboration between Teresa Wentzler, Karen Weaver of Black Swan, and Jennifer Aikman-Smith of Dragon Dreams. And this is Legends of the Spellcasters. I don't like this one as much as the dragon ones. I probably won't stitch this one. I don't like it as much. I like the other one better. This is another of my favorites, and one of these days I do want to get around to this. This is her Celestial Dragon, and it is just gorgeous. I love it. And I know it's got miles and miles of blending filament in it, and yeah, that'll be fun. But it is just beautiful. And one of these days I will get to it. This is her Christmas ornament collection, one of them. There's two sets of ornaments here. There's these fruit ornaments. And if you watched my December update or my Christmas ornament video, you saw that I finished the grape ornament. Here's the grape ornament. And I finished that one. So she's got her fruit ornaments. And then she's got these Byzantine ornaments here, which are very, very popular. And I've heard they're a lot of fun to do. They're not that difficult. And I know several people have stitched several sets of them as gifts. So there's her ornaments. The next one, in the event I ever get around to stitching another one, the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be the cherries down here. That's probably going to be my next pick. Eventually I'd like to stitch all 6 of the fruit ones. They're all done over one, which is fabulous because there's no blends when you're stitching over one. And no fractional stitches. This is, I don't know what this is. What is this? Oh, I think this came out of the ornament book. Yeah, this is the chart for the plums. I won't show you that. Alright. This is her signature piece. And a lot of people found not only Teresa Wentzler with this chart, but they found cross stitch with this chart. And this is the chart that started them cross-stitching, because they realized that not all cross-stitch charts were cutesy and country and primitive, that there were some, fantasy and some, other subject matter besides bunnies and bows and, Bible verses and samplers. So this, of course, is the castle, with the castle and the dragon. And Google for conversions of this piece. There's a conversion with a blue dragon. There's a conversion with a red dragon. They are gorgeous. They are sparkly. And if I was to stitch this, I don't know if I'm going to do this one or not, but I would consider doing one of the conversions. They are beautiful. This is Father Winter. This is a Christmas design. And it's got, of course, Father Winter in the center in the alphabet. And, that might be interesting to replace with a quote. If you had a suitable quote about Father Winter or about Saint Nick or whatever. And the border has all these little tiny motifs. There's a tree, and there's a swan, and these are no doubt over one. It's got all these little tiny motifs. Oh, it's got some white work in between. Very interesting. But Father Winter. This one is one of her newer designs. It's beautiful. Castles by the Sea. And it's got the sea serpent there and the sand castle on top. And it says, "Golden days of sun and laughter, carefree, perfect ever after. Young and full of dreams were we, building castles by the sea." And someday I'd like to get around to stitching that. For Teresa Wentzler, it's not really that big. So, one of these days. Another collection book. Oh, this is not a Teresa Wentzler collection, but it has Teresa Wentzler designs in it. This is the best of Just Cross Stitch, because her earliest designs appeared in Just Cross Stitch magazine. So on the front is the squares from her fruit bell pull. And the bell pull design is in here. And I don't remember what else is in here. Let me see. I think this is one of hers. I think this right here is her Oriental Poppies design. Oh, there's a page number on it. Imagine that. Let's see. Page 41. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not doing this well, am I? Yes, yes, yes. Oriental Poppies. That is a beautiful design. Let's see what else is here. And it has the fruit bow pull in it, of course. If I find that, I'll show it to you. No. What's this one? No. Well, I don't want to take up the video looking through the book, but... Oh, there's a picture of the fruit bell pull in the back. There it is. And it's got peaches, grapes, apples, pears, cherries, and plums. So there's fruit bell pull. This is her only Christmas stocking, the Woodland Angel stocking, which I also got signed. And I always said if I was going to enter a stocking in the county fair, this is the stocking I would enter. Either this one or Karen Weaver's Dragons by the Fire stocking from Black Swan. I love that stocking too. This is her woodland stocking. What's it called? Woodland Angel stocking. This is another Christmas one. This is the Holly and Ivy sampler. And if you know the song, the Holly and the Ivy. This one I have the fabric for. I've been intending to start it for years, and I just have never started it. And it says, of course, the song, the holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organs, sweet singing in the choir. And I love that piece. One of these days. This is her other set of Christmas ornaments. This is the 12 Days of Christmas, and there's a lot of people stitching this. I know some people who are stitching one a year, some people are trying to stitch the whole set in, a short amount of time. These are all over one. The inside is over one. I think the borders are over two, but she's got 12 days there. And you can also make them and finish them as a wall hang, which I think is how the model is presented. Actually, these are just matted, but you could finish it as a wall hang. So, my mom bought this chart and said she was going to do it, but I don't think she ever will. But this one is also, I thought I had gotten this one signed. No, I guess not. Celtic knotwork crosses. And the arguably her masterpiece here, peacock tapestry. And those leaves in the pear tree, yeah, fun. Confetti, fractional stitches all over the place. Fun. The tail of the peacock is a good candidate for converting to silks. The border is gorgeous. I love this border. Yeah, but I showed you the castle, which is her signature. This would be her masterpiece. What's this? That is irrelevant. Okay. So, let's see. So, here's her kits. I'll just move these, Alright, so here's some of her smaller kits. She has a series of smaller kits. They're 5x7. And I have 3 of them. There's one that I don't have. But this is, sorry about the glare from the plastic. This is Peacock Majesty, which is a smaller peacock. Not as large and detailed as Peacock Tapestry, but there's a smaller peacock. And this is Castle Ridge. This is a castle without the dragon. And this is Gentle Creature, which is a unicorn. And the one that I'm missing is Above the Clouds, which is a smaller castle with a dragon on it. I don't have that one. This is an old kit. And I actually bought this from a store that used to be here called Helen's Hobbies. And the lady who ran Helen's Hobbies was in her 80s or 90s. She was very elderly and her health was failing. And I just found out, I didn't know this, but I just found out that she sold her, when she was closing her store, she sold her stock to Cindy, who now owns Beach Cottage Stitchers. And if you're in Cross Stitch and Discuss and you are following the donors to the giveaway that they just did, she's one of the donors to that giveaway. Beach Cottage Stitchers. So I bought this from her. She had when Helen was running it, she had a lot of old stuff, and from the 70s, from the 80s, and she kept up with Mirabilia and some of the more current stuff. But if there was something that was out of print, something that you were looking for, she had a lot of old stuff. And this is one of the ones that I picked up while I was in there. The shop was only a block away from my job, and I used to wander over there at lunchtime. And I think this actually might be my next Teresa Wentzler start, because it's all full stitches, and it has some blends. I'm looking at the symbol key here, and I see some blends. But I think this might be my next TW start, in the event I ever finish one of the ones I have. Noah's Ark. All the animals in the border are over 1. And the arc scene there has no fractional stitches, I believe. It's all whole stitches. Castle Sampler. We got the King's private concert there. They're serenading him. Romeo and Juliet. Tea scene. The interesting thing about this one is that she combines cross stitch with a little bit of heart hanger in here. And I think she may have been one of the first ones to do this. But you see that the teapot here and the teacup are sitting on a table, and there's a tablecloth here, and the tablecloth has some pulled thread work in it, to make it a lace tablecloth. There's some heart hanger in it, and then the corners of the border have heart hanger in them. So that was a interesting use of technique on her part. There's tea scene. And another dragon, the Guardian. I saw this a few years ago at the LA County Fair. There were 2 of them, and they were hanging one above the other. And one of them was stitched by somebody I know, and she won a ribbon for hers. I think it might have been 3rd place. And the other one got an honorable mention, I think. I'm not sure, but they were there hanging one above the other. And they looked totally different. They were framed differently, and the framing made a difference because they looked completely different. And so, there's my Teresa Wentzler stash, and I haven't shown you my whips. I'm gonna show you my whips now. My first whip is a dragon. This is Storyteller, and I love this because I don't know if you can see it, but I love how the dragon is just resting his chin on his hand, and you can see in the corner down here. Yeah, there. You can see the boy is down there telling him a story. And I just love the way the dragon is just resting his chin on his hand listening. So, there's that one. I haven't worked on this in a few years. I think I put some stitches in this during the London Olympics in 2012. And this is the piece that I first started gridding. Not gridding. What's that word? Parking. This is the piece that I started parking on. So this is where I am. I'm working on his wing. I've got some of his wing done. Little tiny bit of the border done. So this is the first piece that I started parking on. And it helped a lot. I cannot tell you how much parking helped. yeah, I wouldn't have nearly this much done, and I don't really have that much done, but I would even have less done if I hadn't learned to park. It helps a lot. If you haven't tried it, I would encourage you to try it. This is the first piece I ordered. I discovered a local needlework shop in probably in 1999, 2000 when I got out of college, and this is the first thing that I bought from her. This is the Enchanter, and he's practicing his spell casting. And when he came out, well, not when he came out, but yeah, probably maybe around the time he came out or right after he came out, the Harry Potter books were starting up, and they were becoming very, very popular. And so we sort of nicknamed him Harry Potter. And then if you watched my other video with my framed Magic in Motion in it, he's Harry Potter and Magic in Motion is Dumbledore. So that was those were our nicknames. And here's where I am on him. I don't have very much done on him. But you can see I have some of the carpet done on the bottom in his books, and a little bit of the bird. And that's all I have done. I haven't worked on this in a really long time. It's probably been about 10 years since I worked on this. This is one of my favorite designs as well. But he's probably a little ways down the road. He's not on the list anytime soon. This one, why did I not come across the chart for this one? Where is it? Where's the chart for this one? Is it under here? Yeah, here it is. This one is under the evergreen, and this one is unique because she was asked to convert a drawing that someone else did. The original drawing was by Judy Jamieson, and Teresa was working for Just Cross Stitch at the time, and they had asked her to convert Judy's drawing to cross stitch. And Teresa said it was one of the most difficult assignments that she's ever had because it's very constraining. She had to stay true to the original artwork, and she couldn't adapt it. She couldn't be creative with it. She had to stay true to the artwork, and she didn't like it. It was very constraining for her. So I think that might be the only time that she's ever done that, because she did not enjoy it. So I have that, and I'll show you my progress on it. And also on this one, I'm not really that far on it. I think, I don't know which was the top and the bottom here. Oh, like this, half. So there's my progress. I'm working on the rocking horse. And this one is one that I've been doing by cross country, but I think when I go back to it, I'm gonna grid and I'm gonna park. I think I'll make better progress on it if I start parking. So there's that. And when I finish Trade Winds, this will probably be the next one that I stitch after I finish Trade Winds. And this is one, if you've been watching my videos, you've seen this one. I've been working on this recently. This is Trade Winds and the mermaid. And so this is the one that I'm currently working on. And here's I should have done this first, I guess. Here's the finished picture of it. So there's that one. And then maybe if I can find it. Where is it? Is this it? No. Oh. Where is it? Hmm. I wonder where it is. Aha, here it is. Maybe my favoritist, is that a word, favoritist? Teresa Wentzler design of all. I'm going to pull this out of the bag because the label is blocking it. This is Teresa's take on Cinderella. And so this is Stroke of Midnight. And you can see she's running down the stairs and the prince is calling after her. And this is probably my favorite design by her. And this is another one that I'm not very, very far on at all. And when I go back to it, whenever that happens to be, I'm probably going to start parking on it. And this one, all I have done on it is the little bit of the flower stand, or the plant stand at the bottom. That's all I've done. But I know that these, let me get the picture back. Here's the picture. I know that these windows and these walls and the stairs have a bunch of confetti. So, and the plant at the bottom, no doubt, plants always have a lot of confetti. So I think when I go back to it, I'm going to park, and that'll be better. And my friends, I think that's it. That's my entire Teresa Wentzler stash. So, wow, 40 minutes. I have a lot of Teresa Wentzler. So, I will see you guys soon with probably some surprises. So, stay tuned. And I've reached the 200 subscriber mark this week, so yay! Thank you. Yeah, thank you for all the subscriptions and the comments and the likes, and FlossTube is a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.